Hey, what's up, everybody? Kyle Buckland here with the Artful Souls. Today we're going to be looking at some mud piles and how to use them to do a value sketch. So, after painting all day, I mix up these mud piles from my palette, and so I've got a dark one and a medium one and a light one, right? So these are different grays and kind of nondescript or innominate colors. But basically, what I want to do is utilize these paints just like I would with a value sketch, right? Is I'm gonna do a little painting here on a little panel. So I start with just a little line, and you know I like my S shape, right? So this is a big S design stem here. But then I start working with the darkest value, and I lay in my darkest darks of my design here. So these are great little sketches to do to help you with design and composition, and it's also a great way to use up some paint that you have left over. So if you haven't seen the other video about the mother piles or the mud piles, you can check that out. I talk about using up some leftover paint on your canvas, or on your palette rather, to mix up these mother piles of grays. So now we're going to take this medium value and go in and hit the hillside, this distant mountain. And remember what I talk about when we're first laying in a painting, we want to really think about big, bold shapes, almost like a poster. So we're going to be doing the same thing here. Because this is just a value sketch, I'm not getting too worked up with different colors. We're just really focused on some big flat areas of different values and how they relate to one another. So there's a little stream going out through the field, and that can be the same value as the mountain. So the practice here is to simplify, right? There might be a million different varieties in the grass and in the sky and in the mountain, but for the sake of this demonstration, I'm really looking to just simplify. So I'm taking my lighter of the three values now and using that in the sky. Even leaving some light areas of the canvas showing in places. So doing the same thing now with the ground plane, so the grass here in the field. And that just creates a little variety within that lighter plane. So, we want to make sure we're getting a good, strong variety of values in this. So having these three values set up from the outset helps us with that. But we're not overdoing it, right? So I'm not over modeling different areas. You can see that I'm keeping the areas fairly flat, right? I can come back with some of this medium value and come into the light value in a couple places, but I don't want to overdo that. I really want to keep those lighter planes sort of with the lighter values. Now we can hit some little accents here. So if I take this extra kind of my darkest value here that I used for the trees, I can come back and pop in a few little shadows along the bank of the creek. I'm going to come back and adjust the shapes and see how easy it is, right, to come right back in and paint right back over top of some of this if we're using nice thick paint. That's why I'm always encouraging you guys to really squeeze out the paint and use a good bit of paint there. So we can make these trees a little thicker than we need them, a little wider than we need them, and then we can come back with our middle value here and shape them up. So see, we can put some the mountain coming through and just leave some of the trunks. So now we're starting to define some form in the trees. So it doesn't really take much. We're just almost 4 minutes into this, and we've already established our ground plane, our sky plane, our distant mountain, and we're working out some details within the trees, right? So I really recommend you get out a small sketch pad of some oil painting paper, or even some small canvas panels. And when you're done painting at the end of the day, you mix up three different values, right? All the paint on your palette, you can mix up a nice dark. By mixing all your darks together, you can take all your medium values and mix them all up and make a nice medium value, and then take your white pile or whatever light you have and make a nice light value, and then force yourself to do a little piece with just these three values and see what you can do. So great way to practice composition, great way to learn to simplify, and also a great way to use the paint that's left over after a painting session. So if you've enjoyed this lesson and would like to get access to all of my Take 5 with Kyle daily art instruction videos, sign up to become a patron in the link in the description below, where for just $1 a month you can get full access.